My husband tells me, you are beautiful. These two words, you are beautiful, I love you, every morning that I wake up. In these 15 years, you ask what if he travels, he tells me on phone. And that has really helped me, because growing up, people walk into my house, I'm the first child, and say, why are your younger ones looking more beautiful than you? So I just felt that I'm one ugly person. And that's how I grew up. And along the line, I had challenges with people that really brought me down, and I feel that I am nobody. But he keeps encouraging me. He tells me I'm intelligent, and he gives me an assignment just to push me to bring out that intellect in me. And I see myself really doing well. He will set a goal for me, and he will tell me, I want you to do this and I want you to achieve it. And I know that you can do it. And my daughter will always say, I would like to marry a husband like daddy.
We did not stop texting. We did not stop calling. We did not stop chatting. Okay, even today, if I go to work and I leave her at home, while I'm at work, she could send me a text message, just say, I'm just thinking about you, or I'm just missing you, and I could just send her a message and say, oh, I'm just looking forward to coming back home, for us to be together again, and so on and so forth. So we maintained that romance, and that has kept our marriage really, really fresh. My name is Samuel Yakubu, and this is my wife, Maria Yakubu. This year, we clock 15 years.
3 days ago, we had an issue, and then all of us were humble enough to accept our own parts where we are not doing well and to work on it. And we have told ourselves to be humble enough to accept what the other person is pointing at.
Even when we have challenges, which is normal with marriages, one of the things I told her, I said, I like it sometimes when we have challenges. I said, do you know why? Because I discovered that every time after the challenge is over, we become closer, we love each other more. So for me, those challenges don't scare me. I think it was only once that we had an issue that I said, I sat down with her, I said, well, it's like we're finding it difficult to resolve this issue. I'm thinking of calling our counselors in, which she said, no, we can resolve this issue by ourselves. I said, okay, then let us try, because this thing seems to be dragging and I'm not comfortable with it. And so that day we sat down and then we discussed about it. And I think that was just how the whole thing was over.
We never knew that even in our church, there are older couples that are watching us, One of the elders one day approached us and said, there's something you people are doing in your marriage that we are not doing. We would like to know the secret, and you have to share it with us. Yeah. And today, by virtue of this marriage, we have attracted a lot of youth into our lives that come and ask us questions about our marriage, because they have been observing while we don't know. We are just doing our things, but they have been observing. And today we are counseling a lot of young people. We have home builders group where we have couples come in for Bible study every Sunday. We are not saying that 100% our marriage is intact. But one thing, I even told him 3 days ago when we had the conflict, I told him that God has been using this marriage to bring glory to his name. And I'm not going to allow the devil to do anything that will cause problem in this marriage. Wherever it takes for me to be humble enough to accept my fault, I will accept it, because I want this marriage. When you have a lot of pride and will not apologize when things are going wrong, you don't want to accept your own fault, you don't want to say, please forgive me, you don't want to do your own part of the bargain, then there will be problem. We all need humility. We all need to lay down our egos and our pride just to make our marriage work for the glory of God.
God's plan for marriage is not for you to start marriage with all the butterflies, and then after a year, 2, 3, then all the feelings, disappear. I don't think that's how God designed marriage. God has designed marriage for you to grow together and for your love to continue to grow. The Bible says that the mystery of marriage is like Christ and the church. I don't think the love of Christ for the church, drops along the way, either because of our weaknesses as human beings or because of our sins, but rather his love the Bible says he lavished his love on us. So I see marriage in the same light. that marriage is an opportunity for me to be able to lavish the love I have and the love of God that God has placed in my heart to my wife.
Love is not enough to keep your marriage. But one thing we have done over the years is to keep God at the center of our marriage. And He has been at the center and He has been helping us. And we keep growing more and more in love with each other.
You know, whenever we have challenge, it's like smoothing the rough edges so that we are able to, become more and more compatible, more and more fitted together. Okay. That's how it's supposed to be, not to put us apart. Marriage is an opportunity for me also to grow and mature. Okay, because so many things that I thought I had, I was okay with, or I had grown and passed in my life. When we got married, I discovered, oh, I'm yet to get there. My level of patience had to grow. My level of tolerance have to grow. It is not something that I feel like I'm forced to. It's something that I'm willing to, and I find joy in being with her. I find joy in loving her. I find joy in taking care of her needs and helping her through her own challenges, because there are times when the challenge is not really about me. It's either from home or it's about her own relationship with other people and so on.
We move around all the time. The markets, anywhere, Sometimes he travels and I go to the market, and my customers, once they see me come into, they say, "What happened to Oga?"
When we are going through some struggle and I notice something that I feel she needs to work on, instead of talking to her on it, I pray for her. I say, Lord, I ask the Lord to help her to deal with the issue, because I know that I cannot help her. The best I can do is talk about it. But to bring about the change is the Lord that will bring about the change.
From time to time, I ask him, what do you want me to improve as a wife, a mother? What is it that you also want me to improve in loving you? What do you want me to do more? I know one time I asked him and he said he wants me to be hugging him more. He needs more of the hug because I don't hug him the way he wants. And I keep improving on that. And I also make sure that his meals are on time. One thing I've learned to do is to keep aside what I love to eat and to cook what he likes to eat. I'm not saying that I don't cook what I like to eat. I always put him as a priority so that he gets to eat what he wants to eat. And funny enough, if I ask him, what do you want to eat? He hardly gives me an answer. He just say anything. But over the time I've studied him, it's 15 years, so I know what he likes. And especially when he travels and he's coming back, I always like to make meals that appeal to him. And I try to be as romantic as possible. I pick interest in what he likes doing. There are things he likes doing that I don't like doing, like watching TV, watching movie. I'm not a TV person. But sometimes he comes up with a movie and he wants us to watch, maybe just the two of us when the children have gone to bed. Sometimes we have it with the children. So I try my best to watch his movies with him. And he tries his best to watch those movies that I like. And recently I talked to him, I said, it's like you are not watching those movies that you like to watch. You prefer to watch what I want to watch. You look for a movie that I like and tell me, I have a movie and I know you like this movie. Just get off this kitchen work and all those things and come, let's watch this movie. Because he wants to get my attention to just stay and watch something. So that has been very helpful and it has attracted me more to him. And whenever I'm having any challenge, apart from talking to God, the next person I think of talking to is my husband, because he will always give me advice that will help me. If I'm having challenge with my relationship with somebody, I'm the first child. If I have challenges at home, I come back to him. I say, this is what do you think I can do? Or what do you want me to say? Or how do you want me to write this message? Or how do you want me to approach this person?
Being an introvert, she's somebody who thinks very deep and tries to look at things holistically. And then many times also, just as she is satisfied about my advice to her, her advice has always been rich and has always been very, so she advises with very thoughtful mind and and she's somebody also who loves people a lot. She's one generous person that I have not met before. Very focused. Okay, she's a focused person. She's not easily distracted by things. She's quite focused. And because of that, many times when she sets a goal, she's able to achieve it.
He has a very calm personality, and he likes encouraging and lifting you up even in your down moments. When you see yourself as nothing, he knows how to bring out the best in you. Sometimes when he starts telling me things about myself, I just step away and I say, I hope you are not talking about somebody. And he will say, it's you, you know. And that has helped me in this journey of marriage to build my self-esteem.
Every day I wake up with the intention of making sure that I keep this woman happy, that I make sure that I'm able to meet her needs, that I make sure that I'm able to fulfill her desires where I can fulfill those desires. Of course, I don't always do them, but as much as possible, I'm very intentional. Another aspect of marriage that most couples don't even talk about is their sex life. And so for us, that is one area that we have enjoyed over these 15 years. And we have set boundaries so that, because I will tell her, in as much as I know you trust me, I don't trust myself with other women. So I set boundaries. I don't just lower my guards simply because the lady's a sister, or okay, she's an old-time friend. No, I know this one, she's very mature, she loves the Lord, she fears God. I don't just lower my guards. I keep the boundaries intact so that we don't give room for the devil to bring in temptation. So in that aspect, the Lord has helped us.
The first day I saw him, small women have plenty problems. I just told myself, I wish this guy is a little bit taller than this. Maybe he should have been darker. And meanwhile, when his brother was trying to describe him to me, he gave him one of my pictures, but it was a group picture and we were plenty. And he showed him, he said, this is the Auntie Maria I've been talking to you about. He looked at the picture and said, it looks as if this lady is light-skinned. His brother said, he told his brother, I don't like light-skinned ladies. But along the line, all those things dropped for us. I no longer see all those things. But one thing that attracted me to him was he was very God-fearing. He was organized and very matured, even in the way he was handling the relationship. My conversations with him were all sounding matured. And then when I saw him physically, he looks organized and composed.
I fell in love with her before I saw her face. My younger brother happened to be in ATV Bauchi, and she also happened to be in the same school. My brother had a girlfriend, so I related very, very closely with her. So I had a relationship that's failed, and I was heartbroken. So each time I come to Bauchi, then I was in Maiduguri. Each time I come to Bauchi, when she sees me, she will say, "Uncle, you're not looking well. Oh. I don't like the way you're looking. Can't you just, find somebody else now?" And I said, it's not easy to just find somebody else. Another time I came again, she picked the issue again. So at this point, I wanted to just get her off my back. So she said, "Is that you can't find somebody?" I said, "Since you have eyes to see and you can find somebody, why don't you just find somebody for me?" But she took it very seriously. So she went to my brother and then told him that, okay, that she wants them to work together to find somebody for me. And since they know my wife, then she would like to go and find out whether there is somebody in her life or she's not having any relationship. So she went and they had a time together. And so she asked her, she said, "Auntie, is there anybody in your life now?" And she said, "No." So, okay, if a pastor or a missionary should talk to you, of marriage, will you accept? He said, "If it is God's will, why won't I accept now?" So for her, that was a green light. So she went back to my younger brother and said, "There's a green light here, so let's go ahead." So the two of them came and met her and said that I wanted to befriend her. So I've asked for her number from them. Before that time, my younger brother has always been telling me about her. There's one Auntie Mary, I wanted to meet her. There's one Auntie Mary, I wanted to meet her. Then I was having that other relationship. So he kept trying for us to meet, but it never happened. I think the closest was when one time she was going for our lectures. I came into the school. Then He pointed at her from a distance and we waved. I just waved at her and that was all. I couldn't tell how she looks or... So they used that cue that I want to befriend her and I've asked for her number. Then they came to me and said, this is what they have done. They have found somebody for me and this is what they have told the person. And she's in love with youth ministry. She's even involved with ESM and so on and so forth. So I said, this thing that you people are trying to do, I am not going to be part of it. I am not going to be part of this, your matchmaking thing. He said, but uncle, you said if I find somebody, I said, sorry, I didn't know that you would take it seriously. But truly, that is not what I mean. I don't do matchmaking. So they said, but they have already told her that I was going to call her. So please, I should call her. I said, no, I'm not going to call her. I said, if you are on your own, I'm not going to be part of this. They pleaded and pleaded and pleaded that I should call her. Well, she didn't give up. My brother's girlfriend did not give up. She kept pestering and pushing. So when they were sure that I was not interested, they said, okay, just call for the sake of clearing our name, that we didn't lie that you wanted to befriend her. My brother's girlfriend would call me and say, have you called her? And I would say no. So the second day of the meeting, when she called, I said, okay, don't worry, I'll call her. So I went, I loaded my phone, and then I sent her a text message. I didn't put my name on it. Then later in the evening, I decided to call her. So when I called, I just said, can you guess who is speaking? And she just said, are you not Josh's brother? That's my brother's name. And I was surprised. How did you guess that I'm Josh's brother? I said, hey, your voice sounds alike. I said, okay. So then the next thing she asked was, are you the one that sent me that anonymous text message? I was like, this girl is smart too. So that really caught my attention. And so we finished talking and that was all. So then I called my brother's girlfriend and said, okay, I've called her. So as far as they are concerned, everything has ended. There was nothing else. What they didn't know was that the next day I called her again. From that time on, I kept calling her every day. I'll call twice or 3 times a day. What actually kept me hooked was that first day when I called, apart from the fact that I was impressed by her smartness, that she was able to connect, the fact that I was one that sent the anonymous text, her voice sounded so sweet. And I just couldn't, get over it. I wanted to hear her again. I didn't know when I started telling her everything about me. On 24th December, okay, after 11 p.m., so she called him and said she just wanted to tell him good night. And I think he was on speaker. So I heard that I knew she was the one that was talking to him. And I didn't know where the jealousy came from. I just said, how come she's calling you to tell you good night and she's not calling me to tell me good night? My younger brother was shocked. He was like, Uncle Sam, what is happening? And that was when I realized, I've exposed myself. Uncle Sam, so something is going on. I thought you said you're not interested. How come? I went for a conference the following year in Ife. And throughout the conference, of course, as usual, I'll tell her everything that's happening. And so I said, I want to see you. I was to come back to Jos initially on the 6th, but then the date changed. So I came back on the 7th. So I told her on the 8th, I'll be on my way to come and see you. So I drove all the way from Jos to Gombe. You can imagine when I was waiting by the road for her to come and pick me to take me to their house. But interestingly, the moment she came, on a bike, the moment I saw her on a bike, somehow I just knew it was her. And I smiled and I started going towards her. And when she came down from the bike, she turned and saw me coming. And then she smiled again and started coming towards me. We now drove to the house. And there I met the mother, the father, her younger ones, and one of her uncles, all outside because they were seeing off the last born. He was going back to school. Now, but something that happened to me was that before I came to see her, I prayed a prayer. I said, Lord, if this is the person you have for me, then I'm going all out for her. And I'm not going to care how she looks, whether she's looking attractively beautiful or she's not, or she has any form of deformity or whatever. I just told the Lord I would not care of anything else as long as this is the person he has for me. That day, she told me that she was actually thinking of going to Bauchi to school to get her IT letter. So I decided, okay, let's go back. That night, after I dropped her off in the hostel, I just told her that this is my intention. I didn't waste time. Just told her my intention. And the following day, I did a follow-up on that. And I told her, I said, well, apart from the fact I want to marry you, this is the nature of my work. I'm a missionary. And as a missionary, we raise support.
All those times I was just down and I said to hell with anything relationship, and I just focus on my education. I just told myself, this marriage thing, ma, I don't even care about it. I was almost in final year when he came. And I've mapped out my life. I said, since I'm not having any relationship now, just graduate, hustle, look for money. I had all my plans. But when he came, so at that point, I started picking my plans one by one, evaluating it. That means I'm dropping everything to focus full-time on missions. And he keeps telling me that I did not give him a yes answer up till today. So I keep asking him, so how did we get married?
Please don't forget to like and subscribe.